Hey friends, and welcome back to another edition of In the Kitchen with Karen. So fall is officially in swing, and before you know it, it is going to be Thanksgiving and then Christmas. So today I'm going to be making for you a delicious, simple, but yet elegant appetizer for your holiday gatherings or just to have at home. It is using one of my all-time favorite ingredients that is so versatile. You can use it for savory pastries, desserts, and it is puff pastry. It comes in the frozen food section near where the ice cream is, and this stuff is amazing. So we are going to be making caramelized onion and mushroom puff pastry bites. It's going to be using mushrooms, caramelized onions, and gruyere cheese. I know your family and friends are going to love it, so let's get started. To get started with this recipe, we are going to take 6 ounces of sliced mushrooms and give them a rough chop. For our next ingredient, we need 1 large shallot. Next, we're going to need 1 large yellow onion, thinly sliced. In a large Dutch oven or cast iron frying pan, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. Once that's melted, we are going to add our chopped mushrooms. We're going to saute those for about 5 minutes until they get a nice golden color. This is how your mushrooms should look after about 5 minutes of sauteing. Now we're going to take our mushrooms out of the pan. And into the pan we are going to add 2 more tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Now we're going to add our sliced onions and shallots. And now we're going to saute them over low to medium heat for 15 to 20 minutes or until they get nice and golden brown. After 5 minutes of cooking down our onions, we are going to add a half a teaspoon of dried thyme and 1 tablespoon of sugar. It's been about 20 minutes and our onions are nice, dark, and caramelized. And to this, we are going to add 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar and salt and pepper to taste. So our onions are done. They have a nice deep golden color. We're done cooking, so we're going to add our chopped mushrooms to the onion mixture. We're going to put it in a bowl and let it cool till room temperature. Our filling has been cooling, and now we're ready to add 4 ounces of shredded gruyere cheese. Now we're going to set this aside and get started on our puff pastry. First, we want to lightly flour our board so that our puff pastry doesn't stick. Now when you get your puff pastry, it's going to come 2 to a package. And you're going to unfold one of them, and we are going to cut them into approximately 2-inch squares. Now these are rustic, so they don't have to all be exactly even. That way people will know you didn't buy them at the store. So for each sheet you're going to get approximately 20 squares. Now we're going to place them on a parchment lined cookie sheet. And now you don't want them too close together because they are going to puff up. Hence the name puff pastry. Now you are going to have to do this in 2 separate batches. Now we're going to take 1 egg and beat it. Our next step, we are going to brush each puff pastry square with some of the beaten egg mixture. So this is going to give a nice shiny appearance to our puff pastry. After we finish brushing our egg mixture on our dough, we are going to add 1 teaspoon of the filling to each square. After we've applied our mushroom onion mixture, I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. And we're going to put them in there for 20 to 25 minutes until they are nice golden brown and puffed up. With the second sheet, I'm going to try something a little different. I'm leaving it whole and just putting the filling on top. So it's going to be more of like a free-form tart. So let's see how this turns out. Our puff pastry appetizers are almost done, so let's chop up a bit of fresh parsley to put on the top. So these are out of the oven and they look absolutely amazing. Nice and golden brown, nice and puffy. So I'm going to add a little bit of fresh chopped parsley over the top. So guys, I think the tart version came out really well. And I'm pretty sure if you don't want to cut it into individual squares, you can just make one big one and then cut it yourself into squares. So I'm so happy, you guys, doing the one big piece turned out great. It's still nice and crunchy. It was easy to cut. So feel free, if you're busy or you just don't feel like cutting it into the individual squares, you can make it into one big one and it turns out just as good. So now I'm going to give it a taste test. They are super flaky. As you can see, really. the bottom is even falling off here. So let's give it a try. These are fantastic. You get the sweetness from the caramelized onions and the balsamic vinegar, but then you get the tanginess from the gruyere cheese. You taste the thyme. Definite winner. So I hope you guys are going to give these a try. If you do, let me know how you liked them. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.